Folks, if it even loses another half of its value in just the next few years, it'll be absolute devastation. And most economists and historians are saying it may go to near zero. Do you understand the unmitigated nightmare? I mean, I am bracing myself. I'm looking at actually, well, I'm not going to get into it. Building a fortress because, in fact, I'm not looking at it. I've got to do it. I'm so busy fighting here. I know my family's not safe. I've already run to the countryside in preparation for this. And so have all the other people who are aware of what's going on. So have government people. That's on record. You know, rich moving to the country, building armored compounds. Why do you think? And this could still be partially reversed. You see, instead it's going to be accelerated, and then the very people that orchestrated it, they're going to be in charge of the next solution and being our protectors. And if we get too uppity, terrorists just blew up a building, we found a passport. I mean, folks, if we don't wake up, they're going to win. And they are going for broke. They've committed so many crimes, the social engineers have, and the private banking cartels, that they've got to go all the way. Do you understand that? They've created, conservatively, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times more derivative fiat, fraudulent debt instruments than exist real assets in the world. They did this to take over. They have taken over. But if a guy comes to your house and says at gunpoint, I'm going to get over there, I'm tying you up, and I'm going to rape your wife, just because he has a gun and is taking over your society doesn't mean he has a right to do it. And we're going to have to gut up, and even if he ends up shooting us, fall down and grovel and act like we're scared and then grab the gun away. By the way, I'm not just talking. I've actually done that growing up in Dallas, a knife and a gun. Well, in one case, I didn't grovel. One time I did. The other time I just waited and grabbed the thing away. And, well, I'm not going to get into the rest of it. But it's in the police files in Dallas and Rockwall. The point is that you don't have a choice. I'm not going to sit here and watch my family raped, okay? I mean, this guy's going to get a fight. And he may even pump around into me, but I'm going to get that gun away while I'm juiced up on adrenaline. I'm going to blow your head off politically. I'm coming for you. I know the stakes, and I'm not backing off. You understand that? Now, continuing here, 1,000 pictures is worth one word. And I want to scroll through this for viewers. Radio listeners, go look at this article. The first thing they have is a Yugoslavian 10 billion dinar. A few years before hyperinflation struck there, and the private central banks took over the area, because this is how they destroy you. It's how they destroy wealth. They come and pay for politicians to do this. And as they devalue the money, the bankers buy everything up. Then they hand you the inflated currency and all the horrible things that come with it. Previously, 10 billion dinar was worth the equivalent of more than $10 million in the United States at the time. By the time they were done with the 10 billion dinar, you couldn't buy a weekend vacation with it. And it goes over that. So we're giving you examples here of what happens, how this inflation happens for a while, then suddenly it explodes. They've announced they are going to go into QE3. And that's why suddenly gold and silver are going up. Not because they've gone up, because the dollar's going down. And again, we'll scroll down in that article, and I'll show you, if you're watching, these different currencies. There's the Yugoslavian $10 billion dinar. I guess by 93, you might have been able to go on a vacation for a day or two with that. 10 billion dinar. Here's another one. Zaire, 5 million Zaires, 1992. 5 million Zaires. That would get you a dinner. A few years before, that would have bought you the whole country. Venezuela, 10,000 bolivars, 2002. Again, before they inflated it, 10,000 bolivars would buy you a house. By the time they were done, couldn't buy you a broken-down Pinto. Ukraine, 10,000 of their currency, 1995. Continuing, here's Turkey, 1997, 5 million lira. Yeah, previously that would buy you palaces and whatever else you wanted, but by the time they were done, 5 million lira wouldn't buy you a junk car. Continuing, Russia, 10,000 rubles. Before the Soviet Union collapsed, 10,000 rubles, you could live like a king for a year. By 1992, 10,000 rubles, you couldn't pay your bills for a week. Romania, 50,000 lira, 2001. Couldn't buy dinner for it. 50,000. You know, in the 1970s, for $50,000, you could buy a house today on average that cost $500,000. I bought a brand new Mustang in college for $13,000. That same Mustang today is $40,000 or more. Central Bank of China, 10,000 CGU, 1947. Couldn't buy anything with it. Banco Central of Peru, 100,000 Intis, 1989. Couldn't buy dinner for it. Nicaragua, 10 million Cordorbas, 1990. Couldn't buy squat with it. Hungary, 10 million Pingo, 1945. Worthless, like a Deutschmark. Greece, 25,000 drachmas, 1943. Worthless, couldn't buy anything with it. Germany, a $1 billion mark in 1923 would not buy you a loaf of bread. It took a wheelbarrow of billion-dollar marks to buy the loaf of bread. There's a bunch of other examples of this. That's where we're going by design.
Attention gardeners, this is an urgent GCN self-reliance update. GCN has just discovered a new bioactive superfood for garden plants, flowers, and herbs. It's called Proto-Grow, and it's so effective at producing rapid plant growth that it seems to almost force plants to grow like crazy under practically any soil and light conditions. Now, here's the best part for our listeners who garden for self-reliance. Proto-Grow's unique blend of C nutrients maximizes mineral uptake and dramatically increases bloom set, creating maximum plant growth in minimum time. Proto-Grow works by providing geometric keys, which have the capacity to actually unlock the genetic code for nutritional uptake in plants. Proto-Grow's full-spectrum plant fertility means fruits and vegetables with extraordinary taste and up to 10 times the nutritional value. And if you want to double or triple the potency of herbs or wheatgrass, you can. If you want to grow nutritionalized superfoods with non-hybrids, it's now easy. GCN listeners who want to grow dirt-cheap superfoods should visit the Proto-Grow website at growlikecrazy.com. That's www.growlikecrazy.com or call 877-327-0365. That's 877-327-0365.
Hundreds of nations have fallen to tyranny in the last century alone. This is our last chance to not relive history.
As we're finishing off this agenda, they'll be pulling the rug from underneath Americans at home.
I have tremendous influence on our president and Congress, and they really are calling the shots.
I think it's incumbent upon all of us as American citizens to pay attention.
Fall of the Republic identifies the enemies of our nation, the criminal offshore cartel, hell-bent on destroying sovereignty, and on its ashes constructing world government.
Tim Geithner, Bernanke, they're arsonists. They're asking for more matches. And the Congress is saying, who do we make the check out to?
Today, seems like nobody does care. And right now in Washington, D.C., we have seen a fall of the Republic.
Get your copy of Fall of the Republic on DVD at Infowars.com or watch it online right now in super high quality at prisonplanet.tv.
What would you do with a check for $25,000? What if you could eliminate all of your credit card debt in 90 days and keep all of your money? Hi, I'm Jason Davenport, and I've just completed ZeroDebt100.com, a program that stops and prevents debt collections of all kinds, including debt collectors and foreclosures, with guaranteed results. Forget loan modification. Zero Debt showed me how to get the banks to pay my property taxes and insurance while stopping my foreclosure without paying one dime. An attorney tried to garnish my wages, but the court denied his request because of what I filed from the Zero Debt program. Find out how I did this by calling Zero Debt today at 800-477-9256. Tell them Jason sent you and ask for the Zero Debt special and the free bonus promotion about stopping an IRS levy and getting your money back. Tell them Jason sent you and call 800-477-9256. 800-477-9256. That's 800-477-9256 or visit www.zerodebt100.com.
My name out your window.
All right, finishing up here with an example of devalued currencies. It gets to the really bad ones at the bottom of the article at Big Gold by Jeff Clark, also at Infowars.com. Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe. And I actually was mailed some of these by listeners multiple times. I had a $1 trillion one, and I had a $10 trillion one. This copy here It says, I promise to pay to the person that presents this note $100 trillion. And by 2007, this was in 2006, you couldn't even get a hotel room for that, the news was reporting. You couldn't buy anything of value with $100 trillion Zimbabwean money. And again, it doesn't need to get to that point to be devastating. I mean, you know inflation's already killing people on fixed incomes, folks on Social Security. And the government says, there's no inflation, there's no inflation. Everyone knows there is. People are getting their pay cut while inflation goes up. And just in our operations, we are reaching 3-4 times what we were reaching just 2 years ago. And before the Depression came 3 years ago, as audience went up, our revenue went up. Well, our revenue is flat, even though our audience has exponentially grown. What do you think's happened to all the rest of the media? Well, they're going bankrupt, whose audiences have become fractured, and they've got less audience in this dead economy. Can you imagine what other media is going through? Well, we know. They got secret Federal Reserve money, hundreds of billions of dollars domestically to, quote, thousands of publications, TV programs, and networks. Thousands of different subsidiaries, media outlets, hundreds of millions directly to MSNBC. You wonder why MSNBC comes out and says, if you don't like government health care, you hate black people. You wonder why they come out and attack the family, attack everything decent. That's what that is a total U.S. government mouthpiece. You want to hear what the government has to say to you? Watch MSNBC. I mean, it is just brazen, absolute lies, race pimping, race division, wrapped in we're liberals and love everybody. And are they investigated? No, News Corps is. Because News Corps plays a very dangerous double game. They play both sides of the awake free masses and the collectivist. They play both sides. Now, I haven't even gotten into our top story yet, and we've got a guest coming on for 30 minutes or so, I will keep them longer. There's just too much news, but they've got a really important subject coming up. We'll keep it about 40 after or so. And then I will get into the top story, and then Bob Chapman's joining us. But the good news is I heard local talk radio and Dallas talk radio this morning covering my own story better than I did. They actually read Paul Watson's article on air on all three shows I heard, 2 local Austin, 1 Dallas. I actually heard them reading Infowars.com and going, we've checked the links, it's true. Yeah, here's the MIAC report, Homeland Security. Ron Paul's the #1 threat, along with returning veterans, gun owners, conservatives, white people. And this video shows that they're rebranding the American people as al-Qaeda. This is a Homeland Security, domestic security force, Stasi takeover. All the callers agreeing, wow. Wow, have the globalists miscalculated. It's one thing to brand al-Qaeda and the scary brown people and sell folks on, yeah, get them, take their rights. As soon as the public, I don't care what color you are, figure out that the government's trying to use all this on the American people, it's over. It's over for you. Your little tool of staging terror is over. And Breitbart, Daily Mail, Fox News all quoted our article, and Breitbart, and contacted DHS and said, is this really your video? Showing 98% of the 10-minute video of white people being terrorists and minorities reporting them. Did you really make this? DHS said, yeah, it's ours. But we deny it's racial. Of course it's racial. They're done teaching everybody that brown people are terrorists. Now we got to learn that the white people are terrorists. Only Big Sis can be trusted when she's the real terrorist.
This is GCN, the Genesis Communications Radio Network.
Hi, folks. This is Alex Jones, and I want to tell you about the Silver Lungs generator. Now you can produce pure and endless colloidal silver and deliver the solution directly into the bloodstream by breathing the solution through the lungs. The respiratory system is the first line of defense for airborne pathogens and viruses. The Silver Lungs generator infuses the respiratory system with your self-produced nano-silver solutions and also delivers the silver nanoparticles instantly into the bloodstream. With continued legislation threatening the sale of nano-silver products, you can now produce pure and endless colloidal silver with the Silver Lungs generator. Very easy to follow step-by-step instructions are provided, making production fast and simple. Go to www.silverlungs.com today and learn more about the breakthrough technology